my name is Jheanelle Hughes, and you're watching COVID-19 and the Jamaican Diaspora. On each episode, we hope to gain a greater insight on the far-reaching impacts of COVID-19 on Jamaicans and those of Jamaican heritage living outside our island. So join me as I go across the world, canvassing the views of the Jamaican diaspora on how COVID-19 has been affecting their lives.
Be really happy and grateful, that I get to work from home, that my family is healthy, that all of those things, that I have a job still. But then I'd get really depressed at like the drop of a pin. I'd start bawling and just missing the familiarity of home and community has been really tough. So I moved to London about 3 years ago in 2017, and the reason why I moved here is because I always wanted to be a storyteller. I wanted to work in women's media and women's magazines, specifically in fashion magazines. But as much as I love fashion, and I love fashion as a part of material culture and a way that we express ourselves, my focus has definitely changed these past couple of years because I think the conversation in pop culture has become so political, and that has really transformed the message in so many industries and how people communicate nowadays. So right before when COVID came and totally transformed my life and that of the rest of the world, I was feeling extremely stressed. I was planning it was my birthday a couple weeks into lockdown in March. So I was planning my first real vacation from work and from being in the news cycle and absorbing everything since 2020 started. So that has been really difficult for me, especially growing up in Jamaica and being so used to being around nature and that being a way for me to recharge. And now I'm in like a concrete jungle and I'm isolated. So it's been a real test of my sanity. So I'm not an essential worker. And I have been working from home during coronavirus because I work for an online magazine. So that is definitely a blessing. But that doesn't mean that the pandemic has not totally upended my life. I think that a few ways that I've noticed it transform my life and my relationship with myself and those around me is that it has further removed me from a sense of community, and it really reminds me how alone I am so far from home. I already had like some ups and downs. Sometimes I'd get sad and miss home, and and that's not to say that I don't have a sense of community here. I do have some Jamaican people, and I have friends that I've made here. I have a few family members. I have my partner who is really supportive, but I don't live with any of those people. I live by myself, and I find that I was just going crazy in the four walls of my room, being in the same place as I work, at a leisure, using me. So that was really difficult. I guess maybe like a positive out of that is that I have been forced to manage my mental health, I think, in a more productive way. Maybe parts of how I deal with my mental health and my job, which can be quite stressful at times, is I just ignore it. And now with everyone, like, we can't ignore this conversation, whatever conversation we're having, coronavirus, racial injustice, everything that's going on, the environment right now, you can't ignore that. So I think that's been a bit difficult. And also dealing with all of these traumatic experiences since the beginning of January, beginning of 2020, it's been one thing after the next. And dealing with these layers of trauma, I think, is what a lot of people are going through, including myself. And that has been, I don't know if it's probably in a way cathartic. It will be in the long run, because like a lot of memes I see going around online on Instagram, as much as it feels like the end of the world, it could be a great opportunity for us to create something new, like embrace that new future, that new world, that fairer, more just, more beautiful, cleaner, fresher world that we all know we're supposed to be working towards. Kind of disconnect us from the toxic relationships that capitalism has kind of made us think are normal, and we can take this opportunity to transition to just like a healthier existence, I think. So I haven't picked up any new skills in quarantine, but I have challenged myself to be less scared of the roads in this city. I've been feeling so trapped being by myself in isolation. I've literally been having dreams that I'm in a prison trying to escape. So I told myself, you know what? I'm gonna go on these crazy roads and I'm gonna ride a bike in a big metropolitan city by myself, and that will give me at least some kind of sense of freedom and control over my life. So I think that's a win for quarantine in a way. And I'm hoping when the weather gets good again, I can do that more often. But what I've also been doing more often is just doing video calls with my family and my friends. I think that this experience has made us closer in a way. We've just been making more time to check up on each other, and you know, when you call people nowadays, it's not like what's up, but it's like how are you, how's your mind, how's your work, how's this, how's that. So I think it's bringing us closer together.